Hello, everyone. Welcome to our third episode of season three of Tailgate Talk. We're your hosts, David, Nick, and Joseph. Boys, side of the people.
Howdy.
Going on.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. If week zero is any indication of what kind of season we're about to be in for, buckle up. It's about to be fireworks.
Buckle up.
Yep. What a first weekend to preview the whole season. I mean, we start off with Nick regretting his smart pick instead of going with his heart,
I never claimed I was smart, by the way.
and just I'm the thing I'm most upset about though is that I could not find a way to watch the Hawaii game at midnight. I tried and I could not find it on any service.
I even tried to listen to it on the radio or like find a radio like iHeart or something that had it on there, and I couldn't find anything.
I was asleep. I was not ready for the week zero Hawaii madness. So that's on hand up accountability. That's on me. Got to get back into season shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
With
is week
that,
one, so you better be in shape for this weekend.
I
yeah,
said it to someone
Nick,
else. It's week zero for us too. We just gotta.
Nick, you gotta get locked in here. You gotta be ready to go.
I know it was a rookie mistake, and I'm gonna be better. I'm back from Mars, and I'm ready to go.
It's good to see you made it back to Earth.
Davidson. We can chalk up your bad pick to just being out of the country, so to
Out of this
speak.
planet, really. But
Yeah, Nick was living on a whole other world just like Florida State. So with that, let's go to get locked in and let's start making some picks.
Well, first we got. Hold on. Let me share the screen. Can everyone see?
yes.
All right. Well, first we got our shout outs. We're now that we have actual content to talk about. And I don't know, did you guys see the
I didn't get to watch it yet. Did not get to watch it yet. Don't spoil
David, did you
anything.
see the documentary on Connor Stallions in Michigan?
Not yet, buddy.
I gotta say, I respect the guy. I really do. I know, look, I hate cheating, but I mean, every team does it. Let's not bury our heads in the sand here. I mean, the I didn't realize just how smart Connor Stallions was. Like he was levels above everybody else and a Naval Academy graduate. Thank you for your service, by the way.
United
Um,
States Marine.
he's just it's unreal the depths that he went to, and just I'm not gonna obviously it's in the public eye, so it's not like I'm spoiling anything here, but they showed video of his interview with the NCAA's investigation. He was so full of it. You could tell. He was just like, I don't recall. I mean, props to him. It's insane what he did. I watched it, finished it today, and it was just unbelievable how deep it went, how smart he is, and shout out to him. He's a defensive coordinator in high school in Michigan, so I think that defense is going to give up 0 points all year. Just I know David hates Michigan because of everything, but I mean everybody steals signs. I mean, I don't want to go down that slope too much because it's like the Astros, and I hate the Astros for what they did. But it was just amazing that this guy just out of nowhere turned into this mastermind with a manifesto. It's really funny, actually.
So I have one like quick thought about this, even though I did not see it yet. I saw like the outcry on public social media about it. Obviously, everyone is familiar with the situation. Obviously, the most of the people, unless you went to school in Ann Arbor, who are familiar with the situation, kind of hate on the situation and the people involved. Um, I I think that I am really excited to watch it, but also I'm assuming that and I'm predicting that it's going to kind of have a hazed view on everything, considering he okayed this documentary. It was a main part in it. I feel like he's not going to make himself look terrible. So I'm curious to see like what angle this documentary is formatted in, considering he had a say in how it was made and kind of what happened and explaining how it happened. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's going to come from his perspective. So I'm curious to see how that all works out.
David, any
Cheater.
thoughts?
Dude's a cheater. There's there are certain lines you don't cross. It's the same thing when you brought up with the Astros, Nick. If everyone's doing it, doesn't necessarily mean that what you're doing is okay either, because
Yeah, if everyone was
there
jumping
are
off the
there are
bridge, would you
levels.
would you do it too?
How high is the bridge?
What I'm gonna say here is there are levels to sign stealing that are acceptable, and then there are levels that are not. And in my opinion, he crossed the line. So that's where I'm at. Uh, Forever, I will look at that Michigan championship as tainted. Um, because the other thing is the callousness of that program with how they handled it is what really rubs me the wrong way the most.
And people
It's
still
like
saying that they were not involved, even though allegedly they
Mhm.
probably were.
I mean, you've got Jim Harbaugh giving Connor game balls for helping them win because of what he was doing. Like, I'm sorry. This
Yeah.
is this is not how college football or really any sport should be treated. And so I will vehemently uh, be opposed to his stance and think he's a scumbag. So can we move on?
Yes, go on.
One last thing, and then we can move on. I don't know if the championship is tainted because they got caught midway through the year and he got fired, and then they kept winning all those games without him there. So,
Doesn't matter.
all right.
We can go into detail about what they then did with game tapes of CFP teams, Nick, and you can maybe think about that. But let's move on.
Yes. Loser of the week. Shout out. It's my shout out and my loser of the week all rolled into one. It is the Florida State Seminoles and DJU. Um, DJU, I'm not his biggest fan. I wasn't his biggest fan of Clemson when you guys were fans of him. I was not his biggest fan of Oregon State. I thought that was the best place that he could make it work because he could go hide on the west coast of the country, not play a lot of marquee games in a Pac-12, and thrive over there, which he did not. And then this week he did the same exact thing, and I will allow David to read his text message. I believe you texted the group chat, because that is the epitome why he is my loser of the week. He does the same thing over and over and over again every single week he goes out there, and it gets the same exact result, which is a loss to Georgia Tech in week 0 against Georgia Tech in Ireland, where you had fans there, more fans than Georgia Tech. Um, Everyone picked you minus the WWE wrestler on game day. It's very embarrassing. He continues to disappoint. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you especially this is the other point I wanted to bring up. They were talking about on the broadcast in the beginning of the broadcast about how Mike Norvell sat down with GJU and watched game tape of his best game, which I'm not sure which game that is,
Notre
his
Dame.
worst game, and his favorite game.
You know what it
And
was.
that he was like picking his brain on what he was seeing and why he was making the decisions he was. There's like 34 bad games. Maybe there's one or two good games. Like, did that not
At
hit
Notre
Mike
Dame.
Norvell right in the head when he was watching games with this guy? Like, why are you not throwing the ball deep when a guy's wide open? Oh, coach, I don't know. I can't make that throw. Oh, well, maybe you shouldn't be the starting quarterback at Florida State this year. Um, FSU's in the pooper. Judge loser of the week.
Yeah, I think my exact analysis when this game ended was that that was the most on par DJU performance that I've seen. It was inconsistent. There was nothing going down the field. He showed some brief flashes on that last drive to help tie that game up, and it's about everything that I saw for 3 years at Clemson. So
Yeah, that
it's
summarizes the entire
DJU.
reason.
It is him in a nutshell. Um, this is, I mean, he did not lose them the game. I
No, but he
will get
didn't
into
help them either.
why I thought that they lost the game with my shout out, but he didn't lose them the game. He didn't win them the game either, and that's just how Florida State is going to deal with this for the entire year because that's who he is. He has been a game manager,
When your best
and
player is the kicker, you have something wrong.
that kicker though unreal. Man, I
Oh,
want to give him a
unreal.
special shout out. 52 and 59 yards and made it look effortless. Wow. That's something that Clemson did not have uh, when they had DJU. So that's a big improvement for them there. But this is this is something that they're going to be dealing with in for the whole season. And I'm just almost laughing to myself when I've seen Florida State's tweets, their fan base all over Twitter, all over every social media, um, just basically echoing the same things that I saw on the Clemson fan base a couple years ago. And it's just seeing history repeat itself. So, you know, I can tell them how their season's gonna go. Because you just have to look at how he did at Clemson, and that'll be how these games go. So, with that, I want to shout out
Wait,
Georgia Tech's offensive and defensive lines. It was just
Mauled.
a masterclass of them being of out physicaling Florida State. I think if you will watch game day, the whole expectation was that Florida State was going to be too big, too strong, too fast for Georgia Tech. And those boys in the trenches took that to heart and moved guys around. It was unreal. You look at the first play from scrimmage for Georgia Tech's offense and the wash of that offensive line to have their running back go 10 yards down the field before he gets touched. It was a masterclass of um, trench play. And I cannot agree with Brett Key anymore. They are going to keep running the ball all year long if they keep playing like that, and it's going to be impossible to stop.
They're a problem because all the people who were on Florida State's bandwagon going into this year, Nick, that includes you, um, were saying that the strong suit of this Florida State team was the defensive line. Was this they had returners? The only returners they had were on the defensive line, and they just got pushed around by men. And quite frankly, they looked like boys out there. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where they go from here. I'm really excited to see how Florida State rebounds, but also not really because I saw that when they lost 63-3 against Georgia last year after they lost their starting quarterback. So I don't know where Mike Norvell goes from here. He might be coaching a G5 school soon. Not sure.
before we get to picks, I didn't get a chance. This is might be my favorite picture of all time.
I was hoping that you would use the meme that I sent in the group chat multiple times from that TikTok. I gotta find that
I
creator.
Dude, look at
I credit.
their Jordan faces in the horse.
I didn't even notice that at first.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But
I was hoping you would use the Moneyball meme where they were like, Billy, this is DJU. He's built like a linebacker and has the speed and athleticism of a running back. The only problem is the forward pass was invented in 1904.
I think you guys summed up the game perfectly. Yeah,
Oh
I
man.
I was surprised at
Great game.
I guess I wasn't surprised at seeing DJ play like he normally does, but I was definitely pleasantly surprised in how Georgia Tech rebounded. I think firing Paul Johnson and getting away from the triple option was the best thing that ever happened to that program.
Georgia Tech has the opportunity in the market that they are in to get back to being a powerhouse in football. Being in Atlanta, the history that they do have, they get this right. They continue to be tough nosed guys in the trenches, able to just run you over, get a quarterback who can consistently lead them down like they got with Haynes King this year. Like they can do this for multiple years to come, if they continue to do what they are doing here on the field and in the recruiting because they just got like I think a 4-star D lineman that Clemson and Georgia both were looking for. Like they're going to start making waves, and you got to watch out for Georgia Tech.
And also, I think their coach is like 8-1 against ranked opponents at Georgia Tech since he's been coaching there. So
Thank God Clemson misses him.
that stat might be a little off base, but I think he only has like one loss to a ranked team since he's been on the Georgia Tech staff, whether it be as head coach or whatever. So they should no one should take them lightly in the ACC this year. They could be a very, very large problem to deal with.
That being said, it's time for the standings.
Look at those two handsome gentlemen up top on number one.
DJ, come on, bro. Um, all right. We all see it. I'm one game back. It's early. Just happy to get the 3 wins elsewhere. And we're back to our old format, starting with locks. This was an unpopular pick amongst the three of us. I know David and Joe are very high on the Penn State hate, and I told them when we talked about it, I guarantee you Penn State wins this game. I'm taking the 8 points. I think they're going to win by at least 14. I just
I'm gonna take
I
a
watch.
loss in Nick's column again.
That's fine. I will do so many victory laps on you guys. Enough said. Penn State over West by God.
West Virginia is going to be a problem this year, and I cannot wait for them to not only cover but possibly beat them in Morgantown, and for them to just have the biggest, most amazing party that this country has ever seen. Because that school is a party school, and they're going to go absolutely bonkers when they upset the Nittany Lions this weekend.
I have one question. Is West Virginia ranked?
Is what?
Is West Virginia ranked?
No, but
That
they
then
are.
Penn State will not have a problem playing them. Next question.
Please,
They're not ranked. Next question.
we'll see.
West Virginia's ready to go. They've already got their sign game on point on campus. They're ready. They're ready to take it to Penn State, Nick. This is going to
And
be
you
a
know what Penn
bloodbath.
State's going to do? They're
If
going to
this
take it
was
right back
if
to
this
Happy
was
Valley
in
with a dub.
if this was in college, what is it? College Park? No, what's can't think of
Happy
the.
Valley.
If this was in Happy Valley, this I would go the absolute other way. But considering that this is in West Virginia, I'm all
All you
about the
have to
Mountaineers.
know is that James Franklin led
I
teams.
might dress up as a Mountaineer on Saturday
That's
just to
fine.
show my spirit.
And you're going to look like an idiot because Penn State's winning by 2 touchdowns.
We'll see.
Joe, your pick.
Yeah, it's very simple. Utah minus 38 over Southern Utah University. Never heard of the other school. The Utes have a lot returning this year. Very excited about their returning possible Heisman candidate in Cam Rising. Their coach plays a physical, tough nose style. I think he's going to do that in this game against a small school. Very, very excited for this one. I will have my eyes on this game. Apparently, Bodie thinks so too.
All right, David.
Yeah. I've got Texas over Colorado State, minus 32 and a half. Also want to point out here we're instituting a new rule for ourselves. The locks, once you use a team in a lock, you cannot use them again. So
Good.
we will try and abide by that as much as we can. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and just blow the Longhorns right here on Colorado State and say
Pause.
that they're absolutely coming out with 5 touchdown win.
All right.
Just let's move on. Just let's move on.
All right, pick 'em time. Um, Miami over Florida. I think this is Billy Napier's last hurrah, former Furman legend Billy Napier. Um, I don't think Florida's very good. I know it's actually in Gainesville, which is why I was a little hesitant to take Miami, but I do believe in Cam Ward. I think Miami goes in and wins this by at least a touchdown. I'm not high on the Gators this year, and I think that Miami goes in and does what they need to do to get this win. So give me the Canes and what should be a very fun rivalry game. I love this Florida Miami rivalry. It's always fun. Them, Florida State, and Miami, Florida, and Florida State. Just when the three of them all play in the same year, it's so much fun. They just hate each other so much.
Yeah. So I actually didn't realize that you picked this as well. Because I had a problem, obviously, in our group chat about the CBS Sports led me down the wrong direction. So I had to make a quick pick, and I chose this game as well. Miami has a great roster this year. Love Cam Ward, love Damian Martinez. Don't really know much about the rest repo kid at wideout, but he's supposed to be unreal. I do like Mario Cristobal. I think he's one hell of a recruiter. So let's see what he can do in trying to resurrect Miami this year. Hopefully they're like Tennessee from 2 years ago. I feel like college football is better with blue bloods. if you will, back at the top. And Miami is one of those blue bloods, in my opinion. So
All right, David.
Yep. I'm going with UNC over Minnesota. Game in Minnesota, and you give me 2 points favorites for UNC. I'm loving that. If this was later in the year, I think I might swing it the other way, but it should be warm enough still that no worries about the weather. I'm really interested to see UNC come out. I think they've got good running back still, but how do they start the year off without Drake May now that he is gone in the NFL? What do you who steps up next? I'm excited to see what happens. So I take UNC in a close game here against Minnesota.
I think it's Max Johnson
yeah,
transfer
I think you're
from
right.
A&M,
That's
right?
why I purposely stayed away from this game because I don't like the quarterback play at UNC this year.
I one thing I will say about UNC, I played against their running back in high school. That kid was filthy. It was insane how fast he
He's
was.
supposed to be. I think he's a projected first round pick.
He might be. It depends on Quinshon Junkins and Ollie from Oklahoma State and
But
potentially
he's like
Trayon
right up there
Henderson.
with like if you look at like I was looking at a draft website the other day where like all they do is like break down draft prospects and they
Mhm.
said like prospect wise and like pedigree and all of his projections they have him projected right up there with the rest of them. Like he's a perfect NFL running back they're saying.
He's not
So
faster than Nate Wiggins though.
no, he's not faster than Nate Wiggins. There's not many people who are though.
With that, we go to the upset. What I hope that David and Joe are when I reclaim the top spot after this week. I'm big. I'm going bold here. Give me the Bison. I just think that North Dakota State's always like one of the top FCS teams. I think Colorado's coming in with a little bit of swagger. They think that they're gonna roll over and or roll them over and start hot this year. Give me the Bison. I think they go into Boulder and I think they win this game. I it's all the writing on the wall for it to be like Dion's losing to FCS schools now, and I just something about it. If it was any other FCS program, I'm probably not taking them, but because it's North Dakota State and the history they have, I feel confident in this one. So give me North Dakota State plus 10.
I love
Over.
this pick and I love this game by you, by the way.
Appreciate it.
You don't schedule games against the Dakotas if you're smart. That's
No, stay far away, especially if you're an FBS school. Stay far, far away from them. They have their stuff together. Why would you pick on a school that has their stuff together? I don't care how
Cleveland
like
Giants.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just yeah. For my pick, I think it was USC, yeah, +4 over LSU. I don't believe in Brian Kelly. I don't believe in the LSU squad this year. I think they're going to be very, very down from last year, considering that most of their offense went to the NFL. Um, and I'm a big believer in this USC offense this year. Love this offense. Zachariah Branch out on the outside. You got some other guys who are gonna join that wide receiver room. Miller Moss gained like 300% body fat or body weight and muscle. It looks like that entire team looks like they could lift legitimately a house. I'm really excited to see what that offense can do. I think they're fast. I think they're strong. I think they're going to be clicking on all cylinders. Give me USC +4 here.
David, do you have any thoughts on this one or
Mm.
see, I got all right, I'll play contrarian here. USC got worse from last year. They lost Caleb Williams. Their defense
Miller
is
Moss, I
healthy.
think, is going to pick up right where you left off. Don't
So
underestimate
you're
him.
trying to say that Heisman went he's going to win a Heisman and be in contention for a second Heisman?
No,
That
but I
makes
think
Well,
no
given
sense.
that you've got Lincoln Riley still there,
yeah, I
Yeah,
think I
but
think he's going
so
to pick up right where Caleb left off. Because don't
I
forget,
mean, you
yeah,
look at Baker, you look at Caleb.
Caleb won a Heisman, but he didn't play great last year. I think you're gonna have.
he's the
I
number one
think
overall pick.
okay because of his first year at USC. But what did he do last year? He cried against Notre Dame and sat
And
on his mom's lap with a sign over his head. He didn't do
and
He
You
didn't do
want
squat last
you want to know
year.
why he was crying? Because the defense was bad and it's still bad. So
No,
give
they
me
fired
LSU. I
Alex
think LSU
Grinch.
wins this game.
They fired Alex Grinch. We're
It
good.
doesn't matter. You
The Grinch is
any
gone.
I've
In Whoville, the Grinch is gone. Whoville is
until I
back to
see it,
normal.
I'm fading the defense. All right, David.
All right, give me Notre Dame going to Kyle Field into College Station and taking it to Texas A&M. Riley
I'm
Leonard transferred in from Duke. I'm so excited to see what he does. I'm hoping it's the same kind of year as what Sam Hartman had, where just able to continue to make a name for himself and show out. He's got Bo Collins transferred from Clemson. I hope that Bo has a resurgence this year, so he can get into the league, high draft pick. I've got a lot of hope in those guys in Notre Dame. I'm looking forward to seeing them go down and whooping up on the Aggies.
A lot
genuinely
of people,
surprised that Notre Dame's a dog here. That's all I'm going to say.
a lot of people bet on Texas A&M. Like a lot of people are betting on and have money on Texas A&M. I like I said, I don't bet on my own team. I stay away from that stuff, but I really think that this is more even than people think, if not leaning towards the Irish. So I'm very, very excited for this game.
Moving on to our favorites part, the over unders. The day I take an under, take me out to pasture. Give me Oregon, give me Idaho. I don't think Idaho scores many points, but I think Oregon puts up 63 on their own. Dylan Gabriel's going to keep that offense humming. I love the Ducks whenever I'm betting over under, so give me this one. Smash it by I'm there. Oregon scoring 80. Confirmed.
Yeah, I'm an American. I love cheeseburgers. I love the hot dog eating contest on 4th of July. I like taking the overs. I will be taking the over here with the Michigan Fresno State game over 45 and a half. I think Michigan's going to come out and they're going to be firing on all cylinders and just against the Fresno State team. I think they might put up 45 alone. So as long as Fresno State can hang in there for 60 minutes, I think this is going to hit the over. Give you this game here for the over.
Here
Hey,
we
before you
go.
move on to my slide, I want to take a minute here. We had a lot of fun last year with Iowa hitting the under every single time. Man, that made my heart sing. Watching that great defensive ball and no offense to be seen. But you know what? It's a new year. It's a new me. So I've got a new team. I have made a promise to myself and to these boys here that I will continue to pick Florida State with the under so long as DJ is their quarterback or they prove me wrong. So with that said, I'm going to hammer the under for 49 and a half Florida State Boston College.
I just want to make this known to our Florida State viewers. I'm not being intentionally mean. I looked for a Boston College crying Jordan meme because that's the underslide. And Boston College is so irrelevant, they didn't have one. So
Whoa,
take it
whoa,
as a sign
whoa,
of respect.
whoa! We can't. We gotta chill on the Boston College hate. All right, we know the former punter of that team. We gotta chill out with the Boston College hate. We
Nope.
like the Golden Eagles now. I was never a big fan, but now I have a buddy who is a former punter there. I gotta rep. I can't endorse this BC slander
Well, then tell me why there's no crying Jordan meme for him.
because they're
Because they're
because
too
they're so
good.
good. They never cry, so there's no reason to cry there. It's such a great
I
school. So
actually did find one of a fan in the stands for Boston College, and they were losing by like 14.
we can
So I
ignore
could have
that. We
put
can
that
ignore
in.
that. Their former
But
punter is a good friend of ours here at Tailgate Talk. So shout out to Lauren.
tune in Monday night, 7:30 to watch Boston College and Florida State wow you with their stellar offensive play and hit that under.
Low key, if Castellanos, the quarterback for Boston College, if he gets going, could put up
Yeah,
some
he's
points.
he's got legs under him too. He might be an offensive
True,
problem.
true dual threat over here.
Yeah,
I just want points so badly in that game.
I will be tuned into that game, just rooting for the over.
All right. Well, I think that's all we've got for today. We're looking forward to another great weekend of college football. Don't forget Clemson, Georgia, high noon on ABC on Saturday.
Just keep it
We
close,
obviously don't
please.
pick that because we're a little too tiger tinted sunglasses and It's going to be a tough game.
I don't
But I
have any
think that
Tigers. I don't have any Tigers. I'm prepared. Georgia's gonna win. I'll put it out there right now. Georgia's
I
beating them.
don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to be closer than you guys think. I think
Don't
it
give
might
me
come down
hope.
to it.
I think it's
I've
good.
accepted it. Let me be. I've accepted it.
I think they might lose, but I think it might be closer than you guys think. I don't think you're getting
I think
blown
it's
I'm
going
out.
to be a
not
really
saying it's
good
a
game.
blowout. I'm just saying Georgia's gonna win.
Oh, I think they
I
might
fully
win. I
expect
think
it to be a good game. I think Clemson's defense is back again. The big question is the offense. So we'll see. Georgia's for real.
I'm buying
It's
into
going to be a
the
hell of a game. I'm
I'm
sure we're
buying
going to hear
into this
about it.
Cade
Our
Klubnik
families a
hype.
lot.
I'm buying it into this Cade Klubnik
Stop.
hype that you guys are selling me.
Just wait until after week 1 to talk about how good he's gonna be. Please. I gotta get through this week.
Yeah.
Don't give me hope.
All
I'm
right.
getting my
Fuck,
heart
he's
crushed.
gonna take that entire
Well,
defense and carry all 11
David,
of
end
them
it.
to the
David, end it.
Georgia end zone.
David, end it, please.
with that, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Irish.